In a high-stakes summit hall, an unprecedented debate unfolds between U.S. President Donald Trump and Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei.
Let's start with Gaza. I brought forth a peace plan, 20 points to end the 2-year war and free hostages. We're beyond very close to a ceasefire. But Hamas must lay down its arms. Your so-called axis of resistance, Hamas rockets, Hezbollah missiles, Houthi drones, kill innocents. On October 7th, Hamas fighters killed around 1,200 people and seized 251 hostages. These are Americans, Israelis, civilians. Israel has our full support to do whatever is necessary if Hamas rejects peace. We cannot tolerate another Gaza where 66,000 Palestinians are killed and their enclave laid to ruins while you cheer them on.
You call it peace, Mr. President, but it's subjugation. Hamas and Hezbollah are not terrorists to us. They are freedom fighters resisting occupation. As I said, Hamas is alive and will remain alive. They gave their lives against the Israeli regime's crimes, very different from your brutal bombings. The axis of resistance, Hamas, Lebanese Hezbollah, the Yemeni Houthis, are a front against your allies' aggression. My people will always stand by these honest fighters by God's grace and help. You flew missiles at us from half a world away. We will respond in kind if you strike our land.
Look, Iran funds these groups with billions of dollars every year. Our treasury says you sent about $1 billion to Hezbollah this year to fight Israel, while your proxies launched over 100 attacks on Red Sea shipping in solidarity with Hamas. Those Houthi missiles sank vessels, killed seafarers, all under your orders. That threatens world trade and American lives. We designated the Houthis a foreign terrorist organization again for this very reason. Tell me, whose fault is it that Gaza bleeds? You arm the terrorists, we aim to stop them.
You call them terrorists. We call them defenders of Palestine and Yemen. The Gaza people have suffered under a siege of your ally, Israel. The same so-called civilized world looks away while Gaza crumbles. Your trillions poured into weapons only prolong war. And in Ukraine, do you really want to talk about war? Russia's conflict isn't our fight, Mr. Trump. It's your new Cold War adventure. You say, end the war, yet you drag us into every conflict. Iran will not abandon our friends or our principles for your geopolitical games.
Don't pretend America's to blame for every war. In Ukraine, I told Putin, end the war, not test dangerous missiles. America stands for sovereignty. Russia invaded a neighbor, Iran funds proxy wars. When Iran attacked our forces in the Middle East or armed Assad, that was direct aggression. We defended ourselves. If you invade Gaza or Lebanon next, it will not be this easy.
You call it defense, we call it imperialism. We did not invade Gaza, Israel did. We supported Palestinians under oppression. You invade sovereign lands. But enough of this squabble. War is brutal and senseless. If you seek peace, start by lifting blockades, respecting borders, not by dropping bombs.
Tensions crackle as the two leaders glare at each other across the stage. The audience senses the duel is far from over. The debate shifts to nuclear brinkmanship.
Iran's nuclear ambitions threaten the entire region. After I withdrew from the weak 2015 deal, I imposed maximum pressure. We tightened sanctions and even warned of strikes on your nuclear sites if you keep enriching. We demand you curb enrichment on Iranian soil. Western powers want your uranium levels brought to zero to keep you from a bomb. Who knows what you might do with enriched uranium if left unchecked?
Your demands are arrogant. Uranium enrichment is our right and key to our program. Abandoning enrichment is 100% against our interests. You focused on enrichment because it's crucial for us, but it's civilian energy you want. Who are you to dictate whether Iran can have peaceful nuclear tech? I said it clearly. The American proposal is 100% against Iran's interests. These rude and arrogant leaders of America have no authority to decide Iran's programs. We've done nothing wrong. We only seek energy for our people, not bombs.
But every year you inch closer to a bomb. You're hiding it under the guise of enrichment and testing missiles galore. We've even struck a deal to degrade your program by 2 years when we bombed Fordow and Natanz. If you can build a bomb, so can others. We can't allow a nuclear arms race in the Middle East.
Others have nukes. How many do you have, Mr. Trump? Your submarine patrols and superweapons intimidate the world. But listen, Iran's nuclear work is for power and science. We adhere to the NPT. You accusing us of weaponization is hypocrisy. The real proliferation risk is you ignoring the deal you signed and pressing us with ultimatums under sanctions. Peaceful uranium is not a crime.
I offered talks, but you demand we leave everything off limits. In fact, I said we're ready for a deal when you're willing. Until then, sanctions remain maximum. You know full well how much tech can swiftly turn into a weapon once your centrifuges spin. Iran's leaders know that, and we will not hand over the world to the next nuclear rogue state.
Talks? You want us to surrender everything while you laugh behind closed doors? We won't do that. Iran will not roll over. You push for an unconditional surrender, but I tell you now, we will not accept that. Our people built this country refusing suzerainty. We won't quit enrichment or bow to blackmail. Step down off your high horse and recognize our rights.
The nuclear stakes broaden into a global test of wills.
Look, I don't want another nuclear confrontation. America still tries diplomacy. Our fingers stayed off the trigger on Iran previously, but if Iran continues secret work, we'll have to react. We have to enforce non-proliferation. You saw what we did to Saddam's programs, to North Korea at times. We protect the peace by stopping bombs before they exist.
Stop your sanctimony. America is the only nation to ever use atomic bombs on Japan. We have no intention of building one. In fact, we preach against nuclear weapons. But you bombed not only our potential, but by invading Iraq and Afghanistan, you spread chaos. The treaties are living documents. We obey them. You repeatedly trash them if inconvenient. Are we unproven menaces, or is the whole world to blame for your own bullets?
I'm talking about reality. Iran has enough fissile material now that if they chose, they'd be minutes from a bomb. Israel, which you always call outlaw, has a stockpile. Are you going to risk retaliation by arming enemies of America and its allies? No way! We'll stop at nothing to prevent an Iranian bomb. Economic warfare is one way. Military preemption is another. We said, tear down your program or we will.
Go ahead and try anything. We have deterrence too. But know this, if a bomb shakes the region, it won't be because of Iran's peaceful energy program, it'll be because America made Iran one. Pressuring a nation only breeds defiance. Iran did not have a bomb before your sanctions, and it certainly won't as long as we live. We will sacrifice everything before bending to your threats. We are indeed guided by national interests, as Russia's spokesman said. Our national interest is survival. Mr. Trump, don't threaten our civilians. If you truly believe in diplomacy, then honor it. End your sanctions, lift economic warfare, and dialogue like equals. Otherwise, we're all spinning in dangerous waters.
Proxy conflicts add fuel to the fire.
Your proxies are a cancer. Across Syria, Iraq, Yemen, Lebanon, Iranian funds and training have fueled endless bloodshed. Hezbollah controls Lebanon's south and fires on Israel, while the Iran-backed Houthis disrupt a crucial shipping lane. We designated the Houthis terrorists because they have launched over 100 attacks on Red Sea shipping in solidarity with Hamas. Their actions threaten American civilians, partners, and global trade. We sanction any network that finances these terrorists. For instance, we just hit a smuggling ring that helped Iran ship oil and money to Hezbollah. This campaign is clear: cut off their cash. As one U.S. official put it, even with Iran's economy battered, you're still pumping a lot of money to your terrorist proxies.
This is sick hypocrisy. You arm the Kurdish PKK as terrorists and call them allies. You unleashed ISIS yourselves and now you point at Iran? The axis of resistance groups exist because peoples in Lebanon, Gaza, Yemen face invasion and siege. When Israel began its war on Gaza, Hezbollah pledged solidarity. That's patriotism, not terrorism. The same Houthis you name terrorists say they strike oil tankers in protest against Israel's crimes. It is you who have terrorized Iraq and destroyed Libya. Iran's only crime is supporting oppressed Muslims.
Tell that to the families of the sailors killed. And what about your proxies in Syria and Iraq killing Americans? We fought and rolled back ISIS thanks to regional partners who weren't tied to Iran. Hezbollah still sits on billions from you. Lebanon's economy collapses, but you keep paying your militia. We demand our disarmament. The world supports Lebanon taking back its country. As Hurley from Treasury said, driving out Iranian control starts by cutting its money to Hezbollah.
Hurley? You want me to worry about him? We won't desert our friends. Hezbollah and the Houthis are not puppets. They are proud, popular movements. Remember, Iran is called Iran, not Iraq or Saudi. We decide our alliances. If your so-called sanctions hurt, know it's your choice to starve Iranian children and punish innocents, hoping rebels will break faith with us. They won't. They will fight on.
Then you're choosing more war. Enjoy funding rubble.
Economic pressures and oil politics come under the spotlight.
America has energy dominance. We're drilling, baby, drilling. I even told everyone on my platform, drill, drill, drill to keep prices down. After your attacks on Gulf shipping, I told the Energy Department, increase output, keep oil cheap. And it works. Our stores are bursting, output at record highs. We've pressured Iran's oil to near zero. Just last month, we sanctioned a tanker network that smuggles Iranian oil as Iraqi oil. And we'll keep squeezing your crude revenues. Treasury Secretary Bessent said it plainly. We will target Tehran's revenue sources and intensified pressure to disrupt the financial fuel of your regime's destabilizing activities. Every barrel we cut off is your government's pain.
Your maximum pressure tactic is economic warfare, legal piracy. Iran has every right to sell oil. We live under sanctions from day one. We adapt. New markets, barter deals, friendship with China and Russia, you cannot blockade us forever. Your recent sanctions on our energy sector, even on propane and gas, only show how insincere America is about talks. Our foreign ministry said as much. Your sanctions contradict your talk of negotiations and prove a lack of goodwill. So much for the open hand of friendship you boast.
Spare me. You loaded mines onto boats to shut down the Strait of Hormuz after we struck your nuclear sites. 1/5 of the world's oil goes through Hormuz. That was a very dangerous game. Global oil prices would have spiked if you'd closed it. We warned you, any blockade and the U.S. could flood markets from our strategic petroleum reserve. You'd lose more than you gain.
Loaded or not, it would be irresponsible to do it. We never deployed those mines. That was American misinformation. If your planes had not bombed our nuclear facilities, nobody would have threatened Hormuz. But hear this. Iran will protect its interests. If any power tries to strangle our oil lifeline, we have means to respond. Our Gulf is our backyard. Do you think we are powerless?
We'll see. Just know that any threat to global energy will be met with overwhelming force. You won't be able to hold the world ransom while your people starve.
Overwhelming force? We did nothing to outside shipping. We only defend our skies and coasts. Your sanctions have brought pain to Iranians, hyperinflation, shortages, yet our spirit stands. We will lift a finger to protect our sovereign waters. As my Guard commander said, America must understand we stand against energy coercion. Your supertankers can't sail unchecked forever in the Persian Gulf. If you think us cowards, you underestimate Iran.
Iran under sanctions, threatened with bombing, yet you threaten the world? You hold a dagger at the global economy. But don't forget, we are friends with key Gulf producers. A whisper from us in Saudi or UAE oil can fill any gap. Your flailing will only encourage allies to diversify away from Iranian oil. The world is moving on.
We've heard your threats. They fall on proud ears. Our people remembered the 1953 coup over oil. Iran will never again hand control to foreigners. If you starve us, the Gulf can choke on burning oil. We will sell to anyone. There are markets beyond your grasp. Our resilience in face of your sanctions will be a lesson. Tyranny has a price, even for superpowers.
Listen, Ayatollah, under my watch, America faces threats head-on. We've rebuilt our military. We're stronger than ever. Iran must choose, reform your ways or be destroyed by it. My message? Stop funding war or be destroyed by it. America won't hold back.
I say to you, Persia cannot be broken. We outlast empires. Even if oil and money be cut, our revolution endures. You threaten us with obliteration, but remember history. Mighty powers have fallen. The Persian spirit is not so easily quashed. Let this be known, Iran will not kneel.
The debate ends in thunderous silence, each leader unwavering. The world has heard the clash of titans. Who do you agree with? Comment below and choose a side. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more AI-simulated geopolitical debates.